Weekly forecast May 1st to 7th, 2023 Scorpio lunar eclipse. Hi, I am Batool astrologer presenting you the weekly forecast commencing on Monday, May the 1st, 2023. This is a big week because we're going to have on Friday the 5th, a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of intense Scorpio, and since Scorpio rules things that are hidden and secrets, this eclipse over the coming days and weeks could be revealing some really important secrets on the world stage. Before I start breaking down what's happening each day, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. So starting on Monday, May the 1st, Pluto, which is at 0 degrees of Aquarius, on May the 1st, it's going retrograde. Pluto rules the sign Scorpio, so where Scorpio falls in your chart, or if Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, if it's impacting a planet in your chart, you'll start sensing some kind of a shift of energies, but with Pluto it's all very deep and subtle. Mercury will be aligning with the Sun on Monday, but that could be a day of a lot of conversations, communications, but Mercury is retrograde until May the 14th. This can actually be a good thing with Mercury and retrograde being spotlighted by the Sun, because whatever misunderstandings, disagreements that had been occurring, this could be a good day to get back on the same page to resolve any misunderstandings. Now the moon that sets the public tone will be in Virgo. Virgo is very work-oriented. The Sun is in Taurus, which is also an earth sign with Virgo, so this day can really hit the ground, really accomplishing a lot of your work task. However, the moon will go void, of course, at 4:53 p.m. Pacific Time till 11:09 p.m. Pacific Time. As I mentioned every week, when the moon is void, of course, it means it's about ready to change signs. It changes signs every 2.5 days, but before it's changing signs, it's no longer making any aspects to other planets in the horoscope, so there's not a lot of activity. The energy is very flat. So you don't want to launch any important new projects, but then Mercury's in retrograde anyhow, and so it is that moon void, of course, in Mercury in retrograde. It's time to just relax, stick with the routine. On Tuesday, now the moon is in Libra. There aren't any other planetary events going on. The Libra moon sets a tone of more cooperation, more fair-mindedness, can be a desire to be more sociable. On Wednesday, the moon in Libra will be squaring or forming this tension to impatient, irritable Mars by mid-afternoon Pacific Time, so that would not be a good time for an hour or two, and that too shall pass. But when it comes to trying to resolve any misunderstandings or to be having any kinds of meeting of the minds with that Mercury and retrograde, you might be assuming, making assumptions, and with the moon to the Mars, you may just be feeling impatient and irritable. So it's an anxious couple of hours. Best to go take a walk, go to the gym, exercise, and certainly don't get caught up in any kind of arguments because Mars can get really irritable. Thursday, now the moon is in Scorpio. When the moon was in Libra, it's more sociable, cooperative. When the moon goes into Scorpio, the energy tends to be much more intensified, more private. Now Venus, pleasure-seeking, sociable Venus in the early part of the day will be in a difficult angle to Neptune that could trigger some disappointments, some confusion. That's the Neptune with Venus relationships, and then with Mercury and retrograde could be really prone to some misunderstandings. Fortunately, that's what's more dominant the first part of the day. As we get later in the day, then the Venus is very favorable to Jupiter, and the Venus-Jupiter can just bring in more abundance, more pleasure, more forgiveness, could be pretty good for attending a party, networking. Don't spend too much money, don't be too extravagant with Venus and Jupiter because of the Mercury in retrograde, you might regret it later. So now it's Friday, May the 5th, and there's going to be a full moon lunar eclipse. Now the lunar eclipse, that the week before to the week after, you don't want to make any really important decisions because there's a darkening of the light. You don't have all the information, but then Mercury is also retrograde until May the 14th, so there's going to be a lot rumbling below the surface. Now this full moon lunar eclipse will be opposite or be triggered by rebellious Uranus. Now Uranus is this liberating energy in hitting a Scorpio lunar eclipse. While some major secrets can be revealed, but being a lunar eclipse, it could take a week or two before you start seeing these major secrets being revealed. Now it's going to be in the sign of Scorpio, so wherever Scorpio impacts your horoscope, that could be where there's some real hidden rumblings going on below the surface that you're not aware of yet, or that you're the one who is keeping things secret, but it may not last very long. And then with that Uranus, this could come as one big unexpected surprise. On Saturday the 6th, the moon continuing in Scorpio. Scorpio is all of this passionate, all or nothing energies, but the moon will go void of course 7:38 a.m. Pacific time until 10:04 p.m. Pacific time, at which point the moon goes into Sagittarius. When the moon is in Scorpio, we tend to be more private, more reclusive, more wanting to be just left alone, can be more brooding because that Scorpio is, all pulls us into the darkness, into our inner psyche. Then when the moon goes into Sagittarius, and it's Saturday and Sunday, and Sagittarius is really outgoing and friendly and playful. Sagittarius can be brutally honest, but Scorpio can be very secretive. Now when the moon goes into Sagittarius, you can start making important plans for the weekend, but nothing with life-altering career as an example because Mercury is still retrograde. But it can be one of the more adventurous, more outgoing, playing sports, attending parties, so that takes us into Saturday, Sunday. The moon continues in Sagittarius, but there's going to be another type of shift. Pleasurable Venus, sociable Venus had been in Gemini for several weeks. Venus in Gemini is the love of talking, of ideas, of networking. It's very sociable. Then around 7:25 a.m. Pacific time, the Venus, as it does once a year, is moving into the sign of Cancer for several weeks. So now the more the social tone goes from being very chatty and playful and witty and outgoing being in Gemini, goes into Cancer. Cancer is more nurturing, more domestic, more family-oriented, so you're more like wanting to entertain at home, enjoy the family, focus on projects on the with the home, could be entertaining. With Venus, could be beautifying the home, buying new furniture, buying new art, to just own beauty with your own private sanctuary, your home. So, I want to thank you for watching. Until next week, be safe and well. Do not forget to like and subscribe as it helps me to grow my channel. Thank you.